attacks Hollywood.
What the hell was that? Where's my fucking countdown?
Oh!
We can't
Wow!
start like this.
Magic!
I got like another 12 seconds left on that. It's fucking gone, man.
I wasn't even creating a poll in my chat, man.
A little premature empirization.
Wow! So we are professionals. I want everyone on the interwebs to remember this fine young gentleman is a professional, and we are all professionals.
I am not a professional.
Check your keyboard for another spider invasion. They might be sabotaging you right now.
Hey, welcome to 2020. Welcome to 2024.
Wow. Well, greetings and welcome once again to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman. Despite my best efforts, we are here. So we're back from the holidays, and as I mentioned, full of beer and cheese and ready to go. I think everyone else has done a show so far. This is my first show of the new year. And I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back. There's been a lot going on. It's been a busy kind of holiday period. I'm always afraid when we're doing the free range that news isn't going to present itself. And yet, there it is. It always does.
There's plenty to go over. And we're only 4 days in.
And we are only 4 days in. It's impressive, really.
She said.
Hello.
And just like that, folks, there we are. So let's go around and do our introductions. He is my wingman, my partner on this channel. He once stopped me from bombing Gotham. And I said, because of the People's Joker. And he said, but our Joker. He is Shieldwall of Dragons. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Happy to be here. It was a busy holiday season. Had a lot going on, so I wasn't really around on like X, Twitter, whatever, and
Twix
and streams and stuff. Twix, yeah, left or right Twix, I don't know. But anyway, so it's good to be back in here. Got the topics for tonight, and we got some doozies on there for sure. Anyway, so glad to be back and looking forward to the new year. Like I said, we're only 4 days in, and so looking forward to doing this for another year.
Unless something incredibly bad happens and then he just gets static.
Oh my God, it's a meteor!
I actually keep hoping for the meteor. I'm not going to lie. I have
Superman,
Smod is my spirit animal. So we'll see what
happens. Superman, don't stop the missiles.
No.
Yeah,
He is.
because Joker wants to move to Otisville.
Otisburg.
Oh,
yes.
it's Otisburg. Yes, my bad.
Lord, I don't like that movie either. He is the scourge of Gotham, the nemesis of the Dark Knight. He is Joker voice. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Oh, if being me was illegal, I'm so amazing that I'm illegal. There was a joke and just went the wrong way. I don't care right now. I'm just glad to be back in for 2024 and continuing with the shenanigans on this show. Once again, Untamed Mando and myself and the growing Sinner family.
You know, you hope some things won't pass into the new year. But there we are, folks.
And by the way, Roman, your Olive Garden card for unlimited breadsticks is in the mail.
Damn that JT gun.
Expecting them to give up the scissors is like expecting Beavis and Butthead to not go to school on Taco Tuesday.
Oh, and we're still,
No one expects the Olive Garden breadsticks.
So we're still like what 2 years away from getting back to The Last of Us, right? 2025.
I think so.
Oh.
I keep like seeing the number and then it just blanks from my brain because I'm like, I don't want to see.
Well, they need another year just to bear down harder and make it even more messy.
Make it more
unbearable. I'm telling you, Ellie and whatever her face is, they're gonna just go at it at the end. I'm telling you.
If these are getting spread out so far apart, she's gonna be like 45 by the time they're done.
She is, and
she'll sound like Marge's older sisters.
She objectively, she was not a good-looking gal to begin with. Again, she's got the fetal alcohol syndrome. I'm sure of it. That's just not going to get better as she gets older. Anyway, since
I know that's 2025, we'll all have evolved into sea turtles.
And could any actress have fallen so far so fast as that girl who everyone loved her in Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones,
everyone loved her. Her future was what's that saying? So bright she gotta wear shades. She was on the rocket. And then it's like the rocket hit the moon and crumbled to dust and landed on the earth. It's like
that's true. She will tell you if this is the way. She traveled back in time to kick Kathleen Kennedy's parents' ass because of what she's done. She is the Untamed Mando. Welcome back, Mando. Once again, how are you?
I'm doing all right. This past Christmas season and New Year's and all of that is it was interesting, entertaining. Lots of things happened. I don't have a vehicle. Hey, it happens. But we're slowly trucking along, and I will have more content on my channel very soon. Hopefully, that's the hope.
JT, right on cue.
He must have heard you. He's like fucking Beetlejuice. You say breadsticks 3 times. Fucking JT pops up.
Hey, I'm the person with the most, babe. I mean, don't worry about me. I mean, come on now. Come on. I got voices.
I hear voices.
That was my soul escaping, folks. It'll be back in a moment.
Those are my voices, Squeeka, whispering in your ear.
Voices.
Yes.
Those are just the echoes inside the watch.
Yes.
I always wanted a guardian devil.
God.
You know it.
He is our favorite wizard of the interwebs. He is Blair de Blair. Welcome back, my friend. Good to have you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back. Ready for 2024. Yes.
I don't know if I am. I know it is 2024. I don't know if I am ready for it, but yet here we are.
I'm glad you brought the chicks.
Yes.
Well played. Well played.
Well played.
Goodness. He is the meme master of the interwebs, using his powers for good instead of evil. He is Jacob Ironside. Welcome back, Jacob. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I've been beating off the horde of raccoons attacking.
Wait.
Whoa!
With both hands?
Man, that's so hard.
with both hands?
What did I say?
Clip that!
I said horde.
Clip it!
Horde.
Clip it!
Yeah.
Like a horde of orcs.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Boy. Oh, God.
It's fine. It's fine. Just keep going.
Clip it, Americus. Do it.
Oh boy, hey Nosferatu, hey Nos. Okay, we'll say hello to everybody out there.
Nas heard that and he was like, "Hey, I'm here."
Like, oh,
hey, what's up?
I try my best
Oh
not
my
to
God.
get clipped, and I get clipped.
Well, it's
that's the new.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Happy
Now
New
I'm
Year,
confused.
everybody.
All right. Lord. As the new year crept upon his house, it met with an elaborate system of alarms and tripwires. He is Beard of Liberty! Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing fairly well. Thank you for having me. Still kind of recovering from a bit of a cough. So, if I get a little,
Yes.
We'll see if I can get through this tonight.
Can you describe that sound, Nas?
Oh God! Oh God! Oh!
Oh God! Oh God!
Oh!
You're gonna kill me.
I'm not sure which way I want to interpret that statement.
Interpret it however you decide and your desires tell you to. I was gonna go with something much better than that, but apparently I haven't been spending enough time in the dark side.
Wow, that
can
made
help
I
you
have
with
an
that.
injury now. That was a lot. That was a lot to process.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. He is the man that knows all the things about all the things. He is the thad that shouldn't be the unbearable 73. Matt -1. Welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you?
I feel good. I'm fresh off destroying a major American city, eating boats and things like that. So,
Good.
Good, I like it.
Although I am feeling down now that I've found out apparently that even DEI has even come for the Joker. Apparently, according to our
I
show.
know.
Oh, it is. Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
talk about that tonight too, which I'm not looking forward to.
But I will give us some positivity. Yesterday was J.R.R. Tolkien's birthday. Happy birthday, Professor, and thank you for all you contributed to the world.
Yep, I actually gave Mrs. of the Empire. I don't know if you saw. I had ordered it from Etsy a bust of J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, mildly
I
amusing
want
story
one.
of this thing. Well, so I thought I didn't. It wasn't like a ton of money. It was some money, and so it shows up this bust of Tolkien. I didn't know if it was going to be metal. I didn't know what it was going to be. I was like, because it was like scrambling for something mildly interesting to get her. So I'm like, fuck it, whatever. So I open it up, and immediately I'm struck with this toxic scent. So whomever does it obviously makes the molds and then puts the things in the molds and then paints the molds. But it obviously hadn't cured quite enough because it was like, well, what'd you get your wife for Christmas? Cancer. I got her cancer. Well,
Oh God!
so Professor
That's
Tolkien's been
mesothelioma.
sitting outside for the last week or so, kind of detoxing, so it can
Clearing out.
The funk can go away, and it has. I did a sniff check on the Tolkien today. That's a little bit weird
You
when I
did
say
a
it out loud
sniff
like
check?
that, but that's what I did. So, oh goodness, I'm still getting over the raccoon thing. They say build the better mousetrap, and the mouse will come to you. And she has done just that. She is Squeeka Mouse. Welcome back to the show, Squeeka. We're so
That's
excited
right,
to
I
have
came.
Well done.
That's
you. You
right.
are the ray of
You
Yeah.
did. Do not come, Squeeka. Do not come.
No, please.
It's all-
Roman is immediately unhappy with his intro. Damn
It also doesn't help that Squeeka and I are part of a book club kind of sort of group chat, and
Picante.
it's a spicy book club.
Wait, what?
I've never wanted to be a raccoon so much in my life.
Woo!
Yeah, it's a little weird with the it's a strange time, folks. So let's
God,
run
that's
through the
awesome.
chat real fast and say hi to all the folks. America's 2001, welcome.
No, I can't help you
That's
now.
my editor, y'all.
JT sniffs books. It was actually a bust, but I'll take it.
I
He
mean,
sniffs.
I've
He sniffs
sniffed a
busts.
I sniff bust. So
You should sniff
we'll see
butts?
how tonight goes.
You
Our
sniff
good
butts?
friend Tom from
That costs
Tom's
extra.
Tinkering and Adventures. What kind of nerd stuff? We're gonna. This is a potpourri of things we're going to talk about tonight, Tom. I'm hoarse from laughing from the raccoon joke.
Potpourri, just because Roman sniffs butts, so we got to change the smell here.
It is confirmed.
Bobby,
Our great lord of the undead, Nosferatu, the vampire, is here. Always good to see you, Nos. Sacre Bleu, the deadly poke of Zorro. Welcome. Dancing through a landmine. Salty Traveling Sea. Welcome, Salty. Good to see you, buddy.
Corey,
Salty,
how's it going?
one of the
That's
reasons
right, I am
got
a
into doing
pint-sized
this at all.
slasher. Wah.
Cancel pig. Now that's funny and weird.
I love it.
Cancel pig. that's.
I love it.
Ducka. Jay, Diabolical Souls is here. Welcome, Jay. Always good to see Jay. Jay's on a lot of stuff these days. If you're turning on the interwebs somewhere right now, Jay is probably there.
See, Dempsey came in. Hey, Dempsey.
Oh, my son. I haven't seen. I'll have to roll back down to the bottom. So I always see when Dempsey pops up, someone may die. That's the problem. So my son, the creative blue collar guy, it's like the Silkies. Just stop. It is. You're not wrong. It's
I
not
mean, like the Silkies will forever be a thing. So you should just embrace it.
No, I can't. There's Dempsey. There is our good friend Dempsey again.
We're the Silkies.
Irene, we're always concerned. And then Bobby Wold. Are you guys talking about how I have no clue how to pronounce what's her name? Charlize. Oh boy, no. Is that the Star Wars lady?
Her.
So we are going to be talking about the Star Wars lady whose name I cannot pronounce. And so, dear Star Wars lady, when I butcher your name tonight, it's not because I'm doing it intentionally. It happens to me all the time.
Don't let him lie to you.
So does that make y'all the Silkies of the scissors?
Oh, I will butcher intentionally.
No, don't make
Silky
You're combining things that should never be combined.
Squeeka, yes. Yes.
Everybody's got to have a talent. I guess that's mine.
Oh my God! So do we want to jump right into Star Wars here, or do we want to look at the holiday box office first? What do you?
The holiday box office sucked.
The holiday box office did suck. That's true. Okay, so we don't need to jump into that immediately because it pretty much sells itself.
You know what I watched for the first time over the holidays?
Oh,
Home Alone. And Home Alone. Yes, it was a riot, y'all.
Really?
So while y'all were watching y'all's crap movies, I was watching good movies.
I was watching the claymation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, The Year Without a Santa Claus, and Santa Claus Coming to Town, and Frosty the Snowman.
There's a sequel to Year Without a Santa Claus. It's called A Miser Brother Christmas, and it's just
I haven't seen that one yet. I couldn't find it, but I will.
I watched Batman Returns and Shazam. Both are Christmas films.
New Jedi Order to be very special. Ooh, like short bus special.
Just popping, so hello, Corey.
Yes.
Corey.
All right,
And they will have
already...
the scissor sabers.
So now that they're going to destroy.
You're no shit, Jacob. That's no lie, buddy. Oh my God, this one. This has been making the rounds the last 2 days now.
Yeah,
so
easy.
So now they're going to destroy one of the better old Star Wars EU novel series, which apparently that's my thought on this.
Well, here's the problem. I mean, just going into we're talking New Jedi Order. This is going to be the new Star Wars film, the first Star Wars film directed by a woman, because that's the important thing to get out of this. And here's Roman's lead. As soon as we go with the first whatever in the fucking movie, the movie is probably shit, or it's going to be shit. It's probably not even written yet. It doesn't fucking matter. As soon as you're already leading with your diversity fucking topic, then you're not talking about fucking Star Wars. You're talking about your diversity topic.
Yeah.
Okay,
so anyway,
in a recent article, I believe it was Variety, production's supposed to start in the spring, which means the script is pretty much written, and this is the abridged version of the Lindelof script, which was taken over by Stephen Wright, and Miss Obage, who gives a fuck, decided to say that it's about time that a woman shaped a story in a galaxy far, far away. I'm sorry. Marsha Lucas won an Oscar for editing in 1977. Deborah Chow was the main director for the terrible Obi-Wan series. We're about to get Leslie Headland's terrible series, the
Uh-huh.
Acolyte. And last time I checked, Kathleen Kennedy has been in charge of Lucasfilm for over a decade, so you're not the first female anything. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
But
right.
she's shaping.
Well,
a
unless she's
story
saying that they're not
far,
female,
far
but you
away.
know.
No, that's
Yeah.
assuming
The
genders.
biggest
They
problem
are
with all
assuming
this
genders.
is their lead off is not how great the story's going to be,
No.
how innovative the
Right,
production
right.
is. It's all just, oh look, gender
Cannoli!
and first and this, instead of just, hey, we want to make a quality movie to have a great script and a good story, and then oh, by the way, it's, you know, you want to talk about who's directing it later. I remember when a movie would come out, you had no clue who directed it.
Yeah, right,
that wasn't
exactly.
Nobody
thing in the
cared
headlines
who directed it.
at all,
Wait,
right?
how did
Until
it-
after the
Okay.
movie came out and it was a hit, then you cared who directed it, and maybe
We
they got
only-
some accolades, but you would just hear their
And-
name. They weren't in like 20 interviews somewhere.
One
know?
and one final point from me, and then because I've got a lot to say about this. This woman is known for directing feminist documentaries. You would think
Exactly.
Disney. You would think Disney might have
It's
learned.
perfect.
You would think Disney might have learned when casting, because she was not hired, she was cast, of casting a documentarian to film a big budget, high VFX film, how that's going to be a failure. Have we all forgotten the debacle of the Eternals, which was directed by Chloe Zhao, a documentarian?
Wait, what
Yeah.
movie was
There's
that,
more.
Joker?
The
The
Eternals.
Eternals.
What movie?
The arrogance,
movie?
like the blatant arrogance of this particular lead. Because remember, when you talk about a director, like at first for a film, you're talking about Martin Scorsese or
Yeah.
Akira
No,
Kurosawa,
one of the names.
Steven
Yeah.
Spielberg. Well,
Yeah, Steven
they're-
Spielberg.
They're equating this horrible fan fiction documentarian DEI cult member with legendary directors by making her be the lead for it. Like the lead promotion for this is, oh my God, she's gonna direct this film.
And that's tough because the only other things in the article that this is on Dark Horizons. The only other things that they tie to her name, Shinoy.
Mhm.
Shinoy.
Oh,
I know
Annoying.
it's
okay.
gonna work here.
It's a name that no one's
Shinoy.
going to remember. That's the beauty of it. Is Ms. Marvel. That's the only
Right.
thing that in the article they
Which-
have. You know,
Which-
Pakistani Canadian filmmaker Shinoy.
Which is rude.
Ms. Marvel
Okay.
is helming. Okay, great.
Fun
That's
and
exciting.
fun fact: the 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel that she directed had to be completely reshot.
So she's got it together. So
Oh yeah,
Shimei,
and
isn't that Sacre Blue? Isn't that a delightful
possibly
I
And she
think it's an
also-
ale of some kind, isn't it? I believe it's an ale.
she has
Um,
also been known. She has also been known to speak for the World Economic Forum multiple times.
Oh, God.
good.
Good.
That's awesome.
That's even better. Huh?
For those of you who are
They're,
big
they're
fans
not
of the
making
World
a Star
Economic Forum.
Wars movie. They're not
No.
making a Star Wars movie. They're making a propaganda movie.
Disney
Of
hasn't
course.
learned a fucking thing. Disney hasn't
They're
learned
not
a
going to.
fucking thing.
No,
No.
they're doubling down on their splendid ideas.
Because
What if
that's
they're
what these
making
cult-
it so bad that they're going to release a really super awesome one, guys, and y'all are going to be stoked? Maybe.
I hope so.
That
That'd
would
be awesome.
actually, that would be nice.
That would-
Like the very first episode of
Oh God.
The Mandalorian was like,
Roman
okay,
told
maybe
me to
this
be
is gonna
positive.
Go somewhere.
That's
You know?
right,
I-
Squeeka, and you
so we
continue
need-
to be positive. We
Squeeka-
appreciate
Squeeka
you.
is the shining ray of light amongst the darkness here.
But here's
Um,
the thing with all this, right? So
Oh, Melvin. Hello, Melvin.
how many since the trilogy, right?
Mhm.
With Ray, how many things has Disney put out Star Wars related? It's got to be, so you got those 3 movies, you got
Too
On
many.
the screen.
Yeah,
You're-
on
Mando,
streaming or on
Andor,
streaming.
Rogue One,
You got-
Obi-Wan,
Rogue One,
Boba Fett.
Rogue One, and Solo.
So
That's
it's
Bad Batch.
probably like at least 10 things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They're
Okay,
waiting
so-
for 13. The
Well,
13th
but
thing is going to be
here's my point in all that. How many times do you have to get burned with garbage
Oh,
before
I know.
you're just like, okay, well, the next thing is probably bad too?
Are we talking Star Wars or my
Yeah,
relationship?
Star Wars.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
We're talking Star
What
Wars.
does,
I'm kidding.
what does
But what I'm
Disney,
saying is,
Star
so
Wars,
they're
and
using-
Squeaka's relationships have in common?
They're using the same characters that we already know are not in a good place story wise, right? They're using a universe that they're not making like anything new. They're going to an EU book, right? To get this story,
Yeah.
which they said they weren't going
well,
to do.
It's a highly
which they
bastardized version
decanonized.
of this stuff.
Which
Right,
they
they
decanonized.
decanonized it, and now they're going to that well again.
Oh,
that
but
they already poisoned.
there's something insidious in there, though. Okay, in this, so they're doing their best to destroy George Lucas's interpretations and views of Star Wars, right?
Yes.
George Lucas, he was heavily involved in the New Jedi Order storyline.
Mhm.
Okay, and and so this is more of them fishing to say, what else did Lucas get his hands in that we can just destroy, to just obliterate, and I don't want to say George Lucas is like, I don't want to elevate him beyond a certain level, because he had made his own creative issues with some Star Wars stuff we could all agree on.
Right.
But they're not doing this to make a better product. They're
No.
doing this to hopefully get everyone to forget about what came before, make these DEI crap fest like to what a whole. I think I mentioned this like on this show either 1 or 2 shows back, where there's a break now in the generations of people who like, say, Star Wars or like Marvel from the comic point of view. So there's a whole new generation of kids whose parents are all these leftist cultists, right? Who only see this stuff. So they're hoping to plant a new seed of thought out there with these coming generations, and they're just trying to persevere until, like, for example, like
We all
1/3
die
of Disney. Yeah, well, not just die up, but the takeover at Disney that's being attempted by what's his face,
Perlmutter.
yeah,
Peltson.
Promoter, that they're trying to get that
And
1/3 of the Disney board that wants to
Ursula.
make money and take over the rest of the company, basically. They're trying to outlast those guys because those guys are in their 70s. You know what I mean? And like that's kind of the war going on here with the culture. Let's say, the Doctor Who. Look what they did. Same thing with Doctor Who. We're now two fake doctors in with stuff, with newer stuff. They basically suppress the older stuff to some extent, and
financed by Disney.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just but that's the pattern, basically. The pattern.
Expression is perfect
And
for that headline.
Slightly before we skip further on, Adam Driver, kudos to you, man, for saying nope,
Yes.
I'm out.
I'm done.
Right? He's like, I'm out of here. Peace.
And that's my point is they've made Star Wars a franchise that nobody cares about anymore.
Mhm.
Well-
The difference in the audience that they're trying to get to go see it. And look at when we go into the stories later, look at the upcoming movies for 2024.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we
Oh, my
can
God.
talk about what,
Chris Gore.
which is not really a problem as far as how you want to say it, but I'm saying is not going to work financially for them. You'll
Chris
see what-
Gore said it best. Chris Gore said it best. Turning Lucasfilm and Marvel into girl brands is the worst financial decision Disney has ever made.
But everything
care.
has become a girl brand. Absolutely, literally everything. Look, when we get to the movie list, you'll see what I'm talking about.
But
So-
like I said, they don't care. They care about the
But hey,
message.
No, yeah, they do not care. They don't care.
And
But hey,
do you
at
know
least-
why?
But
You
at
know
least
why
it's Rebel Moon to watch.
doesn't care about the structure of Doctor Who? Because they're funded by a left wing, essentially a left wing government that just keeps pumping money into the BBC. So it's the same. It's the same thing. As long as this money keeps rolling in, that's like Tim Pool says. We have to win the culture war. We have to get a whole separate set of stuff going. And
This is just such a bullshit story.
I
Zach-
found this hilarious. We're not going to spend a lot of time on Rebel Moon because it has been
Well,
largely. I
Parents.
we need to talk about it as a product. But what is funny is it's the number one. Zack Snyder. It's the number one movie in the world.
Right, because
Dude.
because it's the most viewed thing on Netflix right now. Zach, views which could be 5 minutes of uninterrupted watching. That's it.
Right.
That's all it is.
And I want to
And box office receipts are
Yeah.
two completely different things.
No, exactly. People already have a subscription, or they're stealing their kids' Netflix.
Well,
I
good points. Okay.
So it's not individual people paying $20 a fucking ticket to go see your shitty movie.
So
Right.
I got 2
It's not
points.
there.
Like I have on the record as saying I think Zack Snyder is human scum for what he did to geeks and gamers, and
I've never forgiven him for that.
Yeah, and I don't like the Snyderverse at all. Okay, except for Aquaman to some extent, and Wonder
could
Woman.
you
But
Shazam.
well, we can get. I don't want to debate the whole which movie going. I want to say, but I
Okay.
want to give him a little credit here in saying he didn't get his thing from Disney, so he went and tried to get his own project made. So he does get
Right.
some attempt there. And Netflix, I've begun to realize something with Netflix. They're just putting stuff. They're putting woke and non-woke. Like I think Netflix is saying, well, you won't watch it if you watch it. Don't, because they're just putting a lot of different stuff out there. And
Right.
I'm not going to complain anymore about Netflix with woke because they're putting a lot of non-woke stuff out there too. I
Well,
mean,
no, and Matt, that's the same though with Amazon as well. Amazon is very, I would say, I want to say uneven, but it's almost even because they put out as much good shit as they do bad shit. The bad shit gets a lot of a lot more press.
but
Rings of Power
Amazon-
was fucking atrocious,
The
but then they
problem
put a
is-
show out like Reacher. So
Amazon-
they've got
Amazon is now
Go ahead.
showing Sound of Freedom.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've got, like I said, so Amazon is just, it's a balancing it, but Netflix is largely the same. They just throw a bunch of content out there. Now Netflix has thrown things out there which are wildly inappropriate, and Cuties is, I think, the best example of that. That is something that it should have never been made, but that's neither here nor there. They shouldn't have given it the platform that they did, but there it is. And that's actually when we canceled our Netflix, was when that came out. We actually did cancel it. I don't have active Netflix right now, so I have to, if there's anything that I'm even mildly interested in, I have to borrow my kids' thing for a minute, and then that's it, because I don't pay for it, so it's fine.
I wonder something about you were saying that Adam Driver guy left and said peace out, see you later. And I wonder, because it's gotten downhill and more downhill, if these people that are acting are like, oh my God, I have to go to work today. Like, I wonder if they hate their jobs.
Well, we've talked about this before, Squeeze. It's a very good point. We mentioned this probably since, how long have I been not doing your showroom? For about a year now? Have ever something like that?
A year plus. We've been working together for about a year plus.
It's come up multiple times on the show that actors like Henry Cavill or Adam Driver or whatever, they seem to get what could be a dream job that's going to get them to that next platform. We just talked about the girl before in the back room, the girl who played Liana Mormont, right? They seem like they get a dream job role, and either their career goes nowhere or that role that's supposed to give them the big lift, right, destroys them. You know what I mean? And I think they're getting frustrated. There was an actor who did this. We talked about this, as a matter of fact, over maybe back in October. I can't remember the actor that we talked about on this show, who was like, actually kind of said, I this should have been better than this. You know what I mean? There's I can't remember. It's right on the tip of my tongue. He was like, this role, like he just and it wasn't Cavill because he did it because Henry Cavill never bashed the Witcher people the way this actor did bash the project he was on. And some of them they could even be left leading actors, and I'm not talking about that part of it, but I think they're getting frustrated that no one, they're doing this what could be career breaking in a good way, like break new ground, and they're getting nowhere. They're getting made fun of, or no one's watching it, or
Well, look at Daisy Ridley. What has she done since 3 Star Wars movies?
Remember the guy who played Finn?
The awful Hercule Poirot movie.
Which one was she in?
The
Is that Death on the Nile?
Orient Express.
Oh, Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
She's a largely forgettable actress. Let's not kid ourselves into thinking that Daisy Ridley is a good actress. She's just kind of there. She's one of those actresses who can be in a part, it's fine, or she's just largely forgettable. She's not an extraordinary talent. She's no Audrey Hepburn. It's that kind of thing.
But the point I'm getting at, even not, let's say she was in a really good movie, right? right? Not this, obviously, right? This could be the chance for her to maybe get a career boost out of it, but she's not going to get that. She thinks this is a career boost because of wherever the direction has gone. It's not, but she's been sucked in by the whole project. Unless she just do it, say I'm getting $10 million or whatever.
Yeah, it's a paycheck.
She did the Star Wars. Nobody wanted to touch her after that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and that does happen to a lot of these actors.
Anything else?
It's the rare actor that's able to break out. It's like Mark Hamill did the Star Wars stuff. He didn't do a lot of other things. He did the Joker voice. But as far as active roles that Mark Hamill ever did that you gave a fuck about, that's a real short list.
Yeah, most of it was voice acting. Like he did the main villain for Avatar: The Last Airbender anime series, and but he didn't have a ton of roles.
Yeah, he did do a lot of video games.
Jay brings up another guy, John Boyega, another guy who got shafted by John Boyega. Yeah, I know.
The black guy that was on Star Wars that should have been the star.
Not on the Chinese poster. What's
nope.
You don't even know he's the black guy because you don't know who the fuck he is. Yeah. Wow. So it's the rare actor, especially in franchises like Harrison Ford. Even though he was pretty much Harrison Ford and everything he was in, but he carries those roles so well. Carrie Fisher did some parts. She didn't do a lot of other shit either, but she did some stuff. When Harry Met Sally, which I just watched, was Business of the Empire. She's in that. So she's on the rom-com.
Blues Brothers.
Okay,
she was in the Blues Brothers. I was like, before.
She's a big script doctor in Hollywood too.
Yeah.
A lot of behind the scenes.
So
but
Daisy Ridley, who gives a fuck? So I popped this up briefly. Let me bring it up again, just so we can. We're still staying in the same vein because that's
actually. Even remember he mentioned Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill also bashed The Last Jedi when he was forced to do it by contract.
Jake Skywalker is what he called the character. He's
and then someone from Disney talked to him.
The alien milk thing should have been a dead giveaway.
You know
what I mean? Like, what are they doing to him? But just real quick on the Rebel Moon,
you're not wrong.
Is that it had all of the premise of it. It could have been really good. It was just really poorly executed.
If you want to watch a better film, watch Battle Beyond the Stars.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is the space ripoff of the Seven Samurai.
Right. So not a ripoff. It's intended to be
homage.
An homage.
Yeah.
Well, it's intended to actually be its own movie. Like a ripoff is like Sharknado or whatever. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
But
I like Battle Beyond the Stars.
You look at the budget that they put into it. Some of the scenes were. There were one or two. I was like, all right, this is going to go somewhere. And then but the story, the pacing, how the characters were, it was just totally flat. Like I have no desire to ever see it again.
I personally think Zack Snyder is best when he's doing other people's stuff.
But Shield, there's a Snyder cut. There's a director's cut.
Oh, yeah.
I am interested in seeing that for the simple fact that the director's cut or extended cut or whatever
it will be better.
Actually made that movie make sense.
No.
Yes.
No.
To where I was
longer.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it made sense. So I'm interested to see what this extra hour is if it makes this movie any better.
It's all in slow motion.
Yeah, exactly.
Slow-mo walking in slow-mo.
The whole movie.
It's only actually about 15 minutes of footage just dragged out.
Slow.
Really slow.
Right.
I'm not saying it's going to be good. I just want to see like what it would be with the actual extra hour.
Exactly.
But towards the end, it already started having so many problems that I could see. But there were other things that kind of piqued my interest, like Jimmy. I wish that character actually went somewhere. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. The robot.
I was very much.
Is that the black guy?
No, that's
he's the robot. The robot they unpack in the beginning.
I have no idea.
Anthony Hopkins. I just found it funny that Zack Snyder had a soft spot for Ray Fisher because of the way Joss treated him on Justice League. So he brought him in to be in Rebel Moon, and he doesn't last 20 minutes. in the film.
Oh yeah, I know.
wow.
Also, the way that he goes, I was like, seriously, dude, you can't, unless he's like some kind of super cyborg. I know I'm getting off track. You cannot put a metal bar through that window because that thing is space rated. You know how thick that glass would have to be?
But
anyway.
But Shieldwall.
Transparent.
But it was in slow motion though.
Yeah. Well,
That's how
what
they got
made
it
it-
through.
so that glass is like the shields in Dune then.
Right.
So I'm going to jump to a
Squeeka.
different topic, but same vein here. I do the Doctor Who thing is I find just really horrible.
Offensive.
Denies that it
Yeah.
feeds viewers a steady diet of woke bias.
Oh, gee, the BBC.
Did they
Yeah.
actually
They-
watch?
No.
Did they actually watch
They-
Doctor Who? Because I can
They
tell you,
investigated themselves and found no wrongdoing.
Well, this is
Exactly.
this is a load of crap because I seem to remember reading some headline that came out like 15, 20 years ago where it was released that the BBC very publicly receives extra money for including
Yes.
certain demographics and lifestyles and
That's
things in their story.
The checklist.
Yep.
That
And so,
is the checklist
look,
that we've talked about.
Yeah, and
Fuck
I
BBC.
think pretty much everybody else here is if the story serves or if the character serves a story, we don't care who the character is, who the character sleeps with, how they live their life if they contribute to the story. But we've gotten way beyond the point where when these characters show up, we don't have any goodwill to spare anymore. We automatically assume that they're in there for the message, and we're almost always right.
We don't have to assume it. The BBC themselves said it. Do you
Right.
remember that?
Here's a tip.
Yeah.
Don't belittle your main character who's a favorite, who's been a favorite for generations. Don't do that. That's not your winning formula. You know what I mean? Unless it turns out that they're like a doppelganger or something. You know what I mean? But you just don't do that to prop up your other new character that you introduce that nobody gives two craps about. That's not a success formula.
No.
And so, this is a separate follow-up article with Millie Gibson, the new companion. Upcoming episodes will attract a lot of. I'm sorry, I should be using a female Gen Z voice or a female voice. The new upcoming episodes.
Do you want me to read that for you? I can read it for you. I'll be your token
That would probably
female.
be better.
If you'd like, I can.
Go, yeah,
Please,
you hit it. You hit it.
Okay.
Do it, Squeeka!
All right. New Doctor Who companion actress Millie Gibson says upcoming episodes, quote, will attract a lot of Gen Z and feature many controversial elements.
Because that's what Doctor Who needs.
If they-
Yes.
Gen Z.
Actually, if
That's
they want
what's
to make it
missing.
controversial, they'll have a masculine doctor that knows what he's doing, that explains everything to the companion. The companion will actually be like, "Oh, the doctor knows what they're talking about. Let's go do this." And then they'll be heroic and fix things. They'll have a sonic screwdriver that isn't some weird like other thing. It'll be one, you know. And
Put the companion in the kitchen barefoot and
the TARDIS.
Yes.
A broken piece of garbage.
So when
that would actually be something refreshing and new.
So that line right there that you're highlighting,
that's the one.
Now, when I saw that, I don't know how many of you have ever seen the Whatever podcast or back when Just Pearly Things was doing our podcast, and all these vacuous 20-something leftless cult member women were on there doing things like saying, "Oh, I'm doing OnlyFans, I have 150 guy body count," and and all that sort of crazy stuff that these 20-year-olds
150, those
apparently
are low
doing.
numbers.
Yeah, I know. But that to me, which they think is normal that young women should be doing, that's what that means. That this companion is going to be that caricature of like sleeping around, doing sort of obscene. I'm not trying to be a prude, but I'm not trying to be a prude with the way I say this. I'm just trying to say there's that sort of what the left thinks women should act like, especially young. Well, what they poor women should act like, because it's poor, the servant class women, so to speak, and should act
That's
like
all of us, by the way.
Yeah, is the just consume and just be of the service to needs of the rich, so to speak. That's the character they're making this companion into, and it's now when you see it happen again and again in these franchises, it just starts to become more obvious the political agenda that the message, that they're putting forth, that they're dehumanizing the fictional character of these people to push their agenda.
I have a question.
Well, when I read
or
this line,
more-
that may lead fans to question the show's identity.
So-
Yeah.
I
so-
should never
okay,
wonder
okay.
what the fuck. What am I watching here?
Okay.
We have to change its pronouns.
Exactly.
may.
I think I
Okay,
already
so-
did.
If I may. So from what I gathered from Doctor Who throughout its entire run was you have the doctor and you have the companion. The companion, with few exceptions, were the women. But the purpose of the companion was to be the audience. So the companion would ask the questions that we the audience would be asking, and then the doctor would explain how the mechanics of the show worked. But now it gets to where it's like, oh no, he's mansplaining. No, this is how the show works. The companion is us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Are you
the
saying
companion-
we're dumb?
If the companion
Yes.
is,
I mean, I am.
is a male,
We
it
are.
doesn't make that companion smarter, where he all of a sudden
Right.
knows everything the doctor knows.
No, it
Well,
doesn't
and-
work.
They're in the same boat, asking the same question. So by
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say by making the companion mostly female, it also has that. It brings that that kind of perspective to the show, where their questions and how they see the world and things counterbalance the doctor, because sometimes he goes a little too hard, a little too far.
Yeah.
And you
Right.
need that companion to reel him back in and keep him grounded in humanity, because he's not a human.
Thanks, White Cloaks. Thanks.
I mean, yeah, he
too wish we
isn't-
looked like Billy Piper.
Yeah. And yeah, he
So
definitely
Doctor
isn't
Who-
human. Having a character there for the doctor to explain things to just makes absolute perfect sense, because the doctor is a godlike alien being that we cannot wrap our hands around. We have to have that character explain things to us, because that's just how it is. When you have somebody that can see basically the ones and zeros of the universe, they obviously have to explain things to you as a little bug.
And their perspective on humanity isn't. He's an alien. One of the it was a funny example of this. It was during the season 9. It's that one where they're underwater, but the ghosts are there. I forget what the name of what the name of the episode was. But so they're in an
Fisher
underwater
King?
facility. What was it?
The
It was
guy,
the
the villain was the
Fisher King,
Fisher
yes.
King.
It
Yeah,
was the one
yeah,
with the Fisher King. But so they show up and he's got Clara with him, and he's got cue cards with him. So he's supposed to have his response of what he's supposed to say. Your companions are all dead. I feel bad for you. And so he's trying to help guide him emotionally as to where he's supposed to end up with this. And it was because it's funny, because he doesn't always touch quite the right spots of humanity. Had to be a better way to say that.
So
Just because his thoughts are not the same lineup, that ours are. But it's so anyway, yes, you're right. The human perspective is really important, and Ruby has a relationship with the doctor I don't think the audience has necessarily seen before. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
She's
I
Doctor
just
is
wanna-
married.
here's what
Where-
I think it means. Okay.
Well,
So the original show, the first 27 years or whatever, was basically a children's show which families could watch, where
Right.
the good guy defeated
Exactly.
the bad guys and the monsters and saved the world and all that, right?
And they would teach
So-
history. And they would
So
teach
when it
history.
when it came back, it was kind of some of that, but a little more of this sort of like moralism stuff with whatever. But now under the last two doctors, but Chip Noll and this guy and RTD.2, there's a type of show like that Shooty Gatwa is on before this, which was a sort of a lifestyle exploration show trying to equate all lifestyles. And I'm pretty sure what RTD is going to do now with this show is Adventures in Time and Alternative Lifestyles, as opposed to Adventures in Time and Space.
Won't that
like-
be exciting?
Yeah, that's what I think all of this means. That like, and they're still going to think it's a children's show because they want to propagandize to them, But that's why I think the direction they're trying to take this show is they're going to try to use its reputation to force this stuff into younger kids, create that next generation of audience, blah blah blah.
Right.
Just consume,
Well, you should never be talking about Black Mirror and Doctor Who at the same time.
I saw a heel versus babyface video. He played a clip of the Black Doctor gets stopped by a policeman, and he says to the policeman, "I've been getting snowmanned all evening, and I just want to go home." Snowmanned is slang for sticking your fingers in your backside. So how is that for kids? How was that for kids?
It's all about the message to the
Now I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's extra.
I mean,
Well, I mean, that would
this
make
whole
one uncomfortable.
show you could watch with your kids. You can't watch that with your kids.
Well, it's like those books they were trying to push into kids. The whole it's the same sort of thing.
I'm going to stay away from this subject. I'm going to tell y'all right now because I'm a teacher and I've already had this addressed with me. And some people look for this shit when it doesn't even happen. So I'm going to stay quiet because I've already had this happen to me. And I've been told I'm pushing a trans agenda on a student that doesn't even speak over some stupid craft. So I'm going to stay
the other way.
quiet. Yes, there are some people
that
are like super hyper crazy, and I'm like,
no. You've got people who are looking for problems where they don't exist.
Right.
Like I love one of my favorite colors is rainbows. I've loved that color since before I even knew what gay was, and yet I have rainbows in my classroom. I like it's just. If I'll tell you the story if you want to know, but at the same time, it's like no, I stay away from the subject because I have seen the other side of it. Where I'm like, holy maloli, y'all really got to
Gray.
And
Gray
we
Man
have
is
our
here.
special guest from the land of the rising sun, the Englishman out of place in time. It is our good friend Wakasashi Steelhouse Gray. Welcome,
Happy
buddy.
New Year. Can you hear me?
Happy New Year.
Yeah, you're coming
Gray.
in loud and clear.
Oh, good. It's the first time on the mobile. I just wanted to say hi. How you doing? Are you good? Are you genki?
Great.
Are you Genki?
I am. I'm great.
I haven't been Genki since 1987, Gray.
I was Genki.
I saw your mochi video. Your daughter putting you on blast.
Oh yeah, that was
not
funny.
knowing
That
how
was
to do it
cool.
or whatever. Yeah.
Daddy, you can't make a mochi to save your life.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So Gray, we were just talking about the new direction for Doctor Who and how excited we all are about it.
I got a question for him. Hey, Gray, what does Japan think of woke stuff?
They mostly hate it.
Yes.
But they loved Godzilla -1.
Yes.
Because it's a great movie about human beings with emotions, and
It is a great movie.
I don't understand what that means, Gray. I need to know what the diversity quota was in that. And I honestly didn't see enough lesbian African American representation in that film.
Hey, Godzilla was eating people equally in that movie. You can't say he wasn't.
Hey, Greg. Greg.
Yo.
Did you see what I got from Pops? For the
No, I
holidays?
didn't see it. Sorry, I'm just jumping in now.
Hang on, let me blow you up in a
Where are we?
non-literal sense.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a nice.
I know.
Nice.
Great cover. Love it.
It's all fancy.
Ooh, look at you with your Hellblazer originals.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pops knows that I'm kind of a John Constantine fan, so
That was so much better than the dehydrated bat you sent me, Joker. I mean, I'm jealous, frankly.
There's a little blurry, Joker. What issues are they?
geez, hold on. This is
I love content.
Hellblazer 35,
Yeah, me too.
54, and 90.
Have you read them already before? Have you read the Hellbreaker series already, or first time?
I've read some, but I'm not. These are staying in the plastic.
It is. Well, it is.
No spoilers, Matt. No spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil it, but it is much better than any comic book series probably in the last 10 years.
I would not doubt that.
Yeah.
And then Matt ruined Hellblazer.
So what do you got? What do you got going on, Greg? What are you doing? Are you at work or?
No, it's a day off, but my daughter's heading back to Kyoto pretty shortly, so I had to pack away the computer. Having dinner, having lunch soon. So I'm just upstairs in the mini lesson room.
Gotcha.
It's like you're hiding. He's like Anne Frank right now. It's so strange.
I know that's like every teacher's dream. I want to have a mini lesson.
He's hiding in the attic from Godzilla.
Yeah, he's hiding from Star Wars.
I hate that.
Look at this map on the wall. There we go.
It's a Mercator projection. I hate that projection.
So show us where Godzilla landed, Gray. Like point it out.
Where on the map is Godzilla, Gray? We need to know.
Godzilla almost
reveal the truth,
surfaced in
Gray. You can help.
Ishikawa on the New Year's Day. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, it's right.
The New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Ginger Ninja were the first two people I thought of when I read that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, Greg?
Thank you. I appreciate the thoughts. I really do. That's great. We were very lucky to be so far away.
Yeah. That was what the first thing that popped in my mind. Especially with the tsunami warnings and stuff.
They were scary, man. They were like, we put on national TV. It was on every channel, and they were basically almost shouting like, evacuate, get to high ground.
You only have minutes if in certain areas you got to get to high ground. And you know how Americans would ignore that and millions would die.
But the impressiveness of some of the structures too that they have, like the anti-earthquake structures that are over there that they've built, like they're impressive.
They are. The problem is like the really old stuff, isn't it? The older houses which got collapsed.
This is a joke I heard years ago, but it's true. It's based on truth, right? So the joke is, how does God get rid of the idiots, right? And the answer is, apparently when tidal waves are coming in, apparently hundreds of thousands of people walk to the shore to watch them come in. That's a true fact.
Because in America they're so rare, but in Japan, from the time you're a little kid, you're taught about, specifically in Japan, you're taught about earthquake safety and about tsunamis and what to look for. Like basically, if all the water has just gone out and it's not low tide, you need to head for high ground as soon as possible.
But even in countries where this stuff happens, right? Like in Australia, where they get these mega waves all the time, hundreds of people go to the shore to watch it and try to surf them. The people don't understand the power of nature. It's nature doesn't care. I watch a lot of like disaster videos, and people go on their roofs in the middle of tsunamis, filming 30-foot floodwaters coming in instead of trying to retreat or stay out of the water. Like I'm looking at my head, like, thanks for the video, but I mean, come on, be sane. It's like
in a way that is how you beat it, though, is you have to go out.
If there was no alert saying
ahead of it,
Bayonne was going to be flooded in the next hour, I would not say, guys, I'll stay live so you can see it come in my window live. I'd be out of here. I'd be like, whoosh, boom. The fastest I've ever seen an obese person move out of New Jersey would be me. It's like, I don't understand how stupid people are when it comes to nature. Or remember Mount St. Helens when it erupted? Those are old enough, right?
Yeah.
There were people, they were told the mountain is going to blow up. And there were people who stayed on the mountain within like a kilometer of the crater.
Yeah.
By being told it was going to blow.
It's completely legit.
Well, at any rate, we're glad.
Well, you remember those Pompeians? They ignored it. Moving back to this century,
they got their art easels out painting it.
Well, they weren't Sicilians. If they were Sicilians, they would have kicked that volcano's ass.
So Echo, the new Echo trailer's out. We've been discussing this a little bit. Ray, are you excited about the new Echo show?
I'm excited by how she seems to be able to transform the size of her face in that trailer. It's amazing. It keeps changing shape and size.
So Daredevil is in, I guess, this fight scene is supposed to last like 6 minutes. It's in the first episode. There is only one reason to put Daredevil in the Echo series. That is to try to get people to watch
it.
The Echo series. And so we were talking about this show quite a bit before the show. The Dark Knight. Oh, what up? The Dork Knight. I'm sorry. That's my bad. And that's actually really fucking funny though. I like it.
I like your little avatar. That's great.
So, Echo, we were talking about, are we gonna watch the show or not? And my reservations are, I don't intentionally watch shows that I know I'm going to dislike for this channel. And I know I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it's fabulous, but I'm like 90% sure I'm gonna fucking hate it. But apparently they're dropping all 5 episodes at once. That's not a good sign for a show on Disney Plus.
I guarantee
you're not relying on that week to week.
Yeah, I guarantee that, because that's so they don't have to show the drop off.
Yep. So if you
they can just give one big number saying people watch this amount, and then they'll drop it. It won't be news ever again.
The other key indicator that it's probably not going to be any good is the review embargo drop. It goes into effect, or goes out of effect the same night it drops. So it's not like reviewers can watch it a couple days earlier or anything like that.
No, they're holding this one tight.
I think Gray is trying to live stream a tsunami for us right now. If
that camera goes in the bathroom, Gray, I'm just telling you.
We're just gonna see a wave of water up here.
I'm gonna get something out, but don't worry, it's perfectly safe.
And all of a sudden, you just hear crashing in the background.
We see a giant tail swipe come in through the window. We're covering it up. It really wasn't.
Roman's like, it better not be a pair of scissors.
Or a breadstick.
So I'm not going to play the preview with the fight scene and such, because I don't want Disney putting a. Oh, what do you got, Gray? Let me draw this back, because whatever that is
there it goes.
Really more interesting than this. Oh,
I'm sorry, the quality's not great, but just some old Hellblazers from. I think I've got the whole run to about issue.
Great! Don't hold the spine of the comic like that. Oh,
these are my comics, Matt. I can do what I want with them. I don't care about.
You're going to give me a stroke live on camera, which would be good for Roman.
I know it's so shiny though, isn't it?
Man, look at that cover. So good.
So good.
Yes.
There we go.
That's not woman enough for me.
Ooh, oh my god!
Oh god!
This one's got me on the cover. This is me actually after a night out on the tiles.
Those are my customers. I mean, that's Roman and Brad.
That's great. That's great after his 8th pub.
Exactly. Here he is. This is for you, Joker.
Yeah, you go.
There he is.
Fantastic. That's it.
So
which thank God Roman has not said let's review Constantine, because that would make me very upset. I hate that film.
Wait, so what do you mean? Oh wow,
it's my favorite movie.
Squeeka.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
He's trying to pick a fight with Joker.
Yeah, that era started with Swamp Thing.
Yes.
Funny enough, Constantine. The origin of John Constantine comes out of an arc where Swamp Thing was traveling through and met Batman. That's kind of funny. Yeah. But Swamp Thing was, I think, the first Vertigo. It switched over to Vertigo. Then Constantine came out. Then Sandman came out. Books of Magic, Death, the High Cost of Living. Then the Lucifer series. That whole sub-universe of the DC Supernatural. A couple other titles I'm forgetting right now. But
DC Dark.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Roman, take me off full screen. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to hijack the stream. I just wanted to. I got all jealous because Joker voice was.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's stuff that people actually love. See, that's the difference between a lot of the stuff we're looking at right now. I'm talking to you, Echo.
And because that was Vertigo, they could write a lot of not for the comic stand stuff. Not to say it was
so much better,
too adult or whatever, but it was made for comics, made for grown-ups who like to read comic books.
Yes, which, let's face it, I don't know how many kids are actually reading comics anymore. I don't think the world is just built like that. It used to be.
I don't know how many kids
but I don't think that's what the way it is.
It would be if you still had.
Guys, I'll be right back. Give me 1 sec. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
It would be if you still had dollar comic books with family-friendly stories on newsstands, and kids still probably would read them.
What was the back of that one you just showed, Gray? Flip that one back over.
Time Tracks series premiere.
Yeah,
Starring
that was
Taylor Griffin, Captain Darian Lambert.
that ran for one season.
Did it?
I want to say
Never
early
heard of it.
90s. He was like he came from the future. He kind of would use a time machine that would track through time to go and get criminals who were in the past.
That's not the one.
March 1993, guys. Give you some context. 93 as well.
Yeah.
March
Okay.
That's when that was the year after I was born.
Who was the producer or whatever on that time?
I was 6 years old.
That wasn't Shatner, was it? Or is that
you're so young.
Well, Shatner's series was his Tech Wars
22
stuff.
when
came
you-
out.
Oh, that's right. Tech Wars. Okay. I got it mixed up. Sorry.
It was like 122
By the
that
way,
year, I think.
if William Shatner, that Tech War series is a pretty good novel series, and the TV show is actually pretty good. So if you ever want to go back and read some interesting sort of semi-future sci-fi, because it was about 30 years in the future, and which, interestingly enough, we're hitting now. I mean, the drug in question that was Tech to EK was a computer virus drug that would you would get through watching it on the screen. Interesting thought.
So TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I never
TikToks.
watched the show, but I remember reading a couple of the books and really enjoying them.
yeah.
Well,
So
that's okay, Mando. You can stop anytime you want.
I have a problem. I know I do. You don't need to point it out. Ah!
yeah, but anyway, so Time Tracks, just to give you guys the rest of it. There was when people there used to be a thing called syndicated TV, right? I don't know if all those old enough to remember what that was, but one of the way you could sort of market was offer a package of syndicated programming produced by the same studio or whatever for a discount versus getting another series. And Time Tracks came out of the same package that I know Babylon 5 was in. The follow-up to Kung Fu was in. There was another show in there. What was the show with Tia Carrere? She played a female Indiana Jones. It was a fan service show, but she did go on adventures in strange places.
Not all things that are fan service are bad.
I have no problem with fan service.
I'm fan service for Mando, and I'm pretty okay.
Yes, you are, Squeeka.
That's so weird. So fast.
There's nothing wrong with good fan service. There's nothing wrong with that.
We got some scissoring.
We do have some scissoring. You know it. And Beard's gone. Of course he is.
Of course.
What happened to Beard? I'm sorry. I thought he's still there. He's just. I thought
his beard.
I got worried. I got
someone.
worried. He got zipped out
Gray,
of existence.
Gray's gonna go. Oh, bye, Gray.
Bye, Greg.
Great.
bye,
And just
Greg.
like that, he was out of our
Bye,
lives.
Greg.
Oh,
But speaking of good fan service, right before we do the bad thing, I'll mention
Copa.
briefly fan service.
Oh my God.
fan.
Copa,
Damn it,
Copa.
Did you guys see that
Yo.
article about the video game where they said, "Oh, this woman's not possibly real," and then the Japanese company dropped the actual model they used to film the video to capture the video game characters, and she looks better than.
Oh
the model.
no.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So that's good fan service, so it happens.
Mhm.
And then now we
This
have
is not good fan service.
DEI comes for
I'm
the
amazed
Joker.
that this exists. I don't know why this exists.
Okay,
This
so
film was a parody, and at the present time is completely unauthorized by DC Comics.
if
What are
that's
we doing
the
here?
case, if some weird indie art film, the thing I've noticed now, which I think Squeeka mentioned, sort of, is I call it woke derangement syndrome, where people overreact
Mhm.
now to the presence of everything woke. I mean, they're legitimately parody films. I don't know if this is or not. I'm not gonna,
I don't know. You're right. Thing is, I won't know because I have no reason to see this.
Right.
But it's well, just reading the plot line here is a little sideways. It's a version of the legendary Batman villain. They canceled it due to rights issues, but now whatever, they're getting it in the studios. I don't understand why. I just don't understand why. Maybe I'm just not that clever. I'm not that bright. I'm not a very smart man. I've mentioned this several times. Other than an outrage factor that you're just trying to get out of people, because
Mhm.
there's like 7 people that are legitimately interested in seeing this film.
Me.
Beyond that, and Squeeka, but
I'm
beyond
not
that,
people.
you're not really I don't know. Again, I don't know what the goal here is. Like I said, other than trying to push outrage, like Doctor Who has done intentionally with certain aspects of their episodes now.
Well, there is the intentional outrage thing, but there's also the weird self-insert Tumblr fan fiction crowd that just want to take something, twist it to their own, to try to their own personal ideology and their own identity. And they don't really care if it actually appeals to anybody else because everybody else around them praises them for it. So they assume it's automatically good.
They're not making this. They are not making these products for a general audience. They're writing them for themselves.
Right.
Which is fine if it's just going to stand
putting
a message board somewhere.
But it's
like if you want to write fan fiction, there are websites to write fan fiction, and you can make these bad movies on YouTube. Oh yeah,
it's putting a square peg into a round hole.
It is, and then there's this line. There's this line which I find particularly troublesome. Thank God we'll be able to see a a blank Joker in the theater. Society was on the precipice until we scored this. Oh no, it's a joke. Oh, never mind. Jesus, thank God, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Never mind.
Okay,
I'm reading the line, I'm like, why would someone seriously say that? They're saying I'm reading the sarcasm dripping from the lines. Okay. I still don't understand why the movie exists, though. Other than, like, you're right, self-insert weirdness. Okay, fine. No one is going to make any money here, I guess, and that's the case we talked about before. They aren't interested in making money.
Well, why?
But surely, why?
This goes back to we're still working through all of the because a lot of these projects were greenlit a couple years ago. So we had the pandemic. Right, we had to strike, so all this stuff is getting stretched out farther than it normally would be.
Speaking of the strike,
we got about another. We have
our next story.
We have about another. We have about another 3 years.
Right.
Of this,
because what happened was they were like, "Oh, woke is the way to go," and so they ramped up all this stuff, dumped money into it, wrote all these projects, but it takes time to work through.
And most importantly, signed all these bad writers to contracts.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to get through this churn of all this stuff coming out, and then they'll fail.
I'm not a young man. I can't outlast this stuff.
And that was the point I was going to bring up.
Whatever, I'm twice your age. Get over it.
For 2024 is so people like me, like Roman, like Joker voice, like Blair,
like me.
And Squeeka.
And Squeeka.
In my mind, Squeeka's somewhere between 19 and 25. That's
exactly. We don't have as much time as young people to sit.
That's right.
If I may ask,
do it because you know what I mean. We're like on the downward slope. We don't have years to just sit around and watch.
No, we don't.
Exactly.
I can't endure this much longer.
Right.
Logical Spock. Welcome to the show, Spock. Here's the thing, and this is it. So our generation. So there's the boomers who are still hanging on. They just won't fucking die off. And then there's Gen X. That's us. We're the rest of them. We are actually one of the smallest generation living right now is Gen X. They just didn't have any of us. The boomers didn't have kids and they fucked everything up. That's Gen X. We're that part of it.
Well,
but we're the ones right now in the jobs.
Roman, but we're the ones that spend the money.
That's where I was going.
So
Gen X has what money there is to have right now. That's the majority of it. Us. We're the ones who are.
No, we're not the only ones spending the money. People are going out there, and because it's such a YouTube, TikTok culture, what they're doing is they're spending the money because they want to be on that hype train too. And they know they can put whatever they want out there because there are people that are going to sit here and review it and talk about it and watch it just to say, "Did you see that new movie? Oh, I saw that movie." Like they know that that's going to happen.
Well, they're killing me, Squeeka. They are killing me.
So I know technically I'm in the millennial year, but I've never really identified as a millennial. I've always identified as a Gen Xer.
Well,
Gen
Mando,
Y.
I have a
Gen
question
Y.
for you, Mando. I'm charging you with a sacred task. Given the rest of us, I think, are all older than you. When we all die inevitably and you're still there, you must remember us when you once again see the good stuff that comes out.
I will make sure to do memorial streams and make sure to remember you all have individual streams for your channels and say, if you remember the good old days when things were bad, but the YouTube scene was good, these people are who you need to watch.
Which,
by the way, Star Wars 19 with the retcon of Luke Skywalker, where AI Mark Hamill goes back in time and kills Rey, kills everyone before it all goes bad, and then saves the whole franchise. And it's like
Luke, it'll be Luke waking up from a nightmare.
Right?
Yeah. Fuck.
Dream episode.
Squeeka has her finger on the pulse of the nation. And you're right. I'm looking at it through a specific lens, and that's my problem.
And she makes a very good point, because I was just this past week I was watching something from WDW Pro where they were talking about the streaming industry. You know, Netflix is still on top and Disney's way down below. Netflix is nowhere near what YouTube is. Not even close.
As far as now that because YouTube has like what I want to say billion. I may be wrong on it, but there's a lot of motherfucking. So here's the thing, though. But half of them are in fucking India, so that's part of it. And then the rest are just scattered around the globe. So you do have specific audiences, and we were kind of talking about this a little bit before the show. You kind of find your niche on YouTube, and you either grow or you stay in that niche depending on how things work out for you. I mean, Gary starts off like the rest of us start off. Zach's who's he's big in India. You're big everywhere. Frankly, you're an enormous man.
Have you seen those
bulging
shoulders?
Man,
India has a growing economic power.
A little bit intimidating, frankly.
Godzilla wishes he has
but
those
don't tell him.
You can't say it out loud, Squeeka. So
sorry. I don't do anything out loud for Zach's. How about that?
Ooh.
I'm blushing. No, wait, what? No. Anyway, so putting the train back on the tracks, at least for a second here, Stephen Yoon has dropped out of Thunderbolts. As he was supposed to play Hyperion, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Sentry.
I'm sorry, Hyperion. I'm combining characters.
He was
they're actually very similar, but the Sentry, who is a big long hair, long blonde
Sentry.
Dude,
Sentry is Marvel's answer for Superman.
Right.
But
he's blonde. He has long blonde hair.
And he's crazy. And he's crazy.
He's crazy.
Insane, right?
So, and Stephen Yoon is a fine actor. Cool. I think casting is probably not spectacular in this instance.
I think
again, it's whatever.
I think he's lying. I think he knows this is going to stop, and just got out of it to get out of it.
And I don't blame him. I wouldn't stick my dick in a Marvel project at this point because it's not going to come out good.
My goodness.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. That was a bit much. But so anyway, so he's out. And I think good for him, good for everybody in this instance. Are we writing that down? All right.
Yes, of course we are. It's the internet.
Change your name to Marvel Project. That's all I got.
Now there will be some sort of spoof account that says Marvel Project.
I thought about it, man. I thought about it the minute you said that. I thought about it. I was like, I don't know. Change my name.
Yes. And Marvel Projects are broken glass. Ugh.
That's broken glass. So, we got a couple other things to look at before I want to get to the upcoming things of 2024, just because it is such a fucking hot mess. But
is it though? Is it though?
I think it is. Now this is just me. Fuck off with your fucking thing. Fuck you. Okay.
Mother dick.
Sorry, Roman. I don't know what I did, but damn, okay.
So,
well,
it's all that coffee he's.
No, not you. Not you, Squeeka. So this I thought was interesting, and I'm going to say something that I know is unpopular amongst our group. I like it's one of the only things that Disney Plus has done that I have enjoyed is their What If series. There have been a couple that have been kind of, but overall, I've enjoyed it. I just have. I sit, I watch it. I think it's fun. And I actually,
because they're alternative universes. Then
it is. It's actually, I can get past it so much easier than trying to mainstream, because that's the whole point of What If. You're making these weird things that have never happened, and you're throwing it out there, and again, I'm just enjoying them. Some of them are better than others. They've had a couple that have been kind of.
Is that the one where Captain Falcon gets a loan for his boat?
There is that one. Even in the What If universe, that was too much.
By the way, if you want a great comic series to read, the 1980s What If series, and then the volume 2 that was like late 80s, early 90s, they're probably not that expensive to buy, and they're great. They're just 2 great runs on,
he's correct. So Marvel has the What If series, DC has their Elseworlds, but anyway, so they've got the Secret Wars movie coming up sometime in the future. I don't know if we'll be alive. I don't know if Marvel will still exist.
Treading on sacred ground.
I may or may not be alive, but Haley Atwell's Captain Carter is supposed to be in this. I don't know. I don't know how to think about this, because I don't really even know what the fuck they're thinking as far as introducing What If characters into the main universe.
Roman.
Yeah.
As long as Kevin Feige is still in charge.
Yeah, you're right.
All you're going to get is MCU. That's all you're going to get.
He's right. He's right. I know he's right.
And ruining classic. The Marvel's original Secret Wars series in the 90s, when Jim Shooter ran Marvel like with his iron fist. Things were on time.
Bro, that was a great time.
From what they were told. And Secret Wars is probably one of the 5 greatest miniseries of all time.
Mm-hmm. So,
for those who don't know the reference, that's where Spider-Man's black costume got in. He got the black costume. That there's the infamous scene of the Hulk holding up Dr. Doom's. It's 30 years old, but I'm spoiling it, guys. I'm sorry. 50
you're
years
ruining
old
it for me, Matt. You're ruining it for me.
Where Dr. Doom stole
just
the
cover
power
your
of
little
the
ears.
Beyonder, which he could barely control.
They're big ears.
Right? Although it turned out the Beyonder let him do it as an experiment. And shot what's called the bolt from the blue at all the heroes, and the Hulk raised up so much he held a mountain up to protect them.
I remember
things
reading that on a newsstand. Like I was just thumbing through it, and I saw where the Hulk is holding up a mountain. There's like a little pocket with them in it, and he's protecting him by holding the mountain up.
Yeah, basically the premise was this: there was so there's another character called the Mom. I'm not going to the whole backstory because it'll be half an hour, but it's an awesome backstory. So when a character named the Molecule Man got his powers, right, a hole got poked into. Like there's the Marvel Omniverse, right? And there's a sort of space outside of it, right? And a hole got poked into that, and the infinite awareness out there became aware of something else inside it, personified as the Beyonder, and came into reality. To keep it simple, story gets more complicated later, right? And he had no morals, though. He's an omnipotent being with no morals. So he created the battle world, pulled the heroes and villains of Earth there, of more than just Earth, to test them, to see which was moral superior, who cooperated, who wouldn't. It's a really great story. A lot of DC had a series called Legends at the time, which would follow up the Crisis, which explored a similar concept. But this is a really great time in comics. After Crisis on Infinite Earths, even Marvel was re-examining like some of what they were putting out. Not to say they did as far as DC with the full reboot or whatever, but that 1980s was a really great time in comics. It's probably the best era of comic books of all time.
Pound for pound, because you were getting more serious stories as well. And you had these incredible story arcs, which were just awesome. So you're right though. Given one, they take these stories. Age of Ultron is. I'll just use that, and that's back.
Burn in hell, Copa. Burn in hell, Copa.
Don't spoil that for me, Roman.
Matt hates the fucking Speed Force. So Age of Ultron in the film was fucking not the Age of Ultron. I mean, there's a whole comic of the Age of Ultron. It's amazing. Age of Ultron was not a very good movie, even in the context of the Infinity Saga. Age of Ultron.
Yeah. It was just okay.
But yet compared to everything post Endgame,
No.
Yeah, it is. It's
Granted, but I'm just saying. So anyway, like I said, What If series is on right now. I enjoyed it. I know, like I said, I know I was going to be semi-unpopular with that, but I still enjoyed the series. I don't hate everything.
Here's why I'm willing to give it a shot. 2 words: Haley Atwell.
Well, yeah. I mean, she is hot, but again, at the same time, I say the same thing about Haley Steinfeld. She's a fine actress. She's a very fine young actress, but in the hands of Marvel under Kevin Feige, it doesn't matter how good she is. The stories are going to suck because they all have got this bend to them, and they're not changing. Yep. Nothing's going to happen as long as Iger and the board are still there. There is nothing going to change. Nothing is changing.
They'll keep shitting money out of their collective ass. And again, they don't give a fuck about this. And this is Roman's mild conspiracy theory on this, and I don't think it's actually even that mild. A lot of this is meant to destroy destroy our legends, destroy what we in our generation. Who the fuck is calling me? I don't know anyone.
Sorry,
Matt, is this you? Matt, are you calling me?
Nope.
Do you live in Atlantic Highlands? Because that's where this call is coming from. I don't know.
You're the only person I wish I could be. I wish I could call myself an actual Highlander, but I can't, unfortunately.
So I have a hot take.
If you answer the phone and it says there can be only one,
it's Matt. So
what's
your hot take there?
It's not really a hot take, but I just want some input because y'all have seen more than I have, and I mean, like I said, I just watched Home Alone and Home Alone 2 for the first time, so. Here's looking at the fact that I don't absorb tons of media, but I do see what everybody says, and I've seen what's coming out, and I know what's happened. I mean, I used to work for an internet service provider when it was just 2 UUnets. So I've seen the growth of the internet, and I've seen things have happened, and it's like we hit this weird internet shift. So we had our movies of like the 80s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, and TV progressed according to times. It always has. I mean, it was revolutionized back when it went from Meet the Beavers to All in the Family and MASH. Like, there's been momentous revolutions in television and movies all throughout decades. And you have this weird shift. What happened is like the internet took this turn, and we found Facebook, we found Instagram, we found YouTube, and we found TikTok. And it went from this weird kind of connector to this super globalization and this need to be crazier than the next person, in my opinion. And the stunts and the things and and it started like with movies like Jackass. Like, you had to do things for like the craziness of it. And I think with the evolution of TikTok and YouTube, right, like now the movie scene and the television scene, the streaming scene too, has taken that same turn. Like, well, in order to keep up with these other medium, we have to sit here and all of the things that they're doing that's crazy, like the super wokeness, or all of the trans, or all of the whatever. Like, we have to do that too. And so it's alienated. It's not kept straight to its roots of, I'm going to make a movie and I'm going to have a good story. It's, I'm trying to keep up with TikTok. Is that just me?
I don't agree with that.
That's an excellent observation.
Applaud this woman.
If I may. So movies, entertainment goes in cycles. It always does. And it always will. So in the 70s, you had the Westerns. 80s, you had like the big action, the big male testosterone action film.
Well, it wasn't just action films. You had like the weird B movies and things like that too.
Right. I'm almost done. I was just saying, from about 2016. So again, which we're gonna have about another 3 years of the woke stuff. This is probably going to be what this phase is, and it's gonna die out, because as proof, like Oppenheimer did extremely well. Smaller budget film, massive net results. Godzilla -1, very small budget, massive results. So the audience is starting to shift. Like, you know what? We are tired of all this. We're getting a little tired of the woke stuff. We want good stories. It's shifting. It's slowly starting to shift. And this is why we're seeing all these big distractions now just coming out of nowhere, because those in power now don't want to lose power, because they know that entertainment goes in cycles and their time is almost up and they're getting very scared.
But I don't think it's about power, because they had power. They had that. I think it's about keeping up. And I think they just have the wrong indicator of pulse. Like, they just see, oh, TikTok's got all these clicks. Everybody's got a TikTok. I've got to keep up with TikToks. And instead of maintaining their force and their power, they tried to follow.
That's what it's all about. Or kind of the root of it is it's about the clicks. Trying to get clicks for some stuff, but others it's ideology. It's them trying to shape the world using media and entertainment to shape it in the way that they want.
They're not shaping anything, because they're not putting out stuff that's going to shape the world.
No, I didn't say they were correct in their supposition. What I'm saying is that's what they're trying to do, right? While trying to get the clicks at the same time.
Like, one of the biggest shifts in television history is when they went from things like Beaver and these sitcoms that were all about family values to things like MASH and showing the war and All in the Family and showing how that families weren't perfect. That was one of the biggest shifts in television history.
But they did succeed. They made a whole generation of stupid people. Like I'm going to say, I'm going to avoid the politics. I want to say one thing which will prove my point. Queers for Palestine. That's there's no rational world without going into. We all know what that's about. Everyone listens to what that's about. There's no rational world where, and there were millions and millions. There are still people to today, like with this thing going on. You can see every day the people like, and you can. I'm not saying that leftist positions are wrong. I'm saying there's a generation of, let's call them 20 to 25-year-olds, right? Whatever you want to call that particular group of people, who don't understand why stuff like Queers for Palestine makes no logical sense, you know?
Right.
And the whole left Marxist cult, what we call them, they produce those people on purpose, you know. And it's scary that they're there. And what can we do? But just hope that they don't have enough of impact, and we can fix the next generation. That's all we hope is.
You think?
And if I may, just one last thing. I don't think that the CEOs of Comcast and the Warner Brothers, I don't think they give a shit about TikTok. I truly don't. I don't think they care.
Now, I will say, Squeeka, there's one point where you are kind of right about this. You mentioned something before about Jackass, okay? I think there's a trend in our culture predating. We always see it because we have TV and now TikTok and whatever, where someone goes around. Remember the old way back in the strongman competitions where people go around and lift 17 people or whatever. And those are real circus tricks or whatever, not really people doing that. But that sort of thing has been going on for probably thousands of years. And now we just see it with Jackass and with YouTube challenges and TikTok challenges. That part, I'll agree with you on, Squeeka. But the part about this cultural that they're seeing TikTok, like Joker said, the DCOs don't. The only thing they do something like TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever it is, or X before it got on the bad side with Elon, is a means to promote their crappy product.
Squeeka, are you saying that?
Well,
that they don't. Oh, go ahead, Jacob.
They did hire people that grew up on that, though.
That's my point. It's not that they're trying to keep up with it. Just like the Vietnam War was a big deal, and just like it was such a big deal, and that's what all of the youth of that time cared about, they started airing stuff like that on television. Television shifted because of what people were talking about. People are talking about TikTok. People are talking about YouTube. So all of these movie producers and stuff, they've hired these people in, and they've said, what is your generation talking about? Because we are not making enough money and keeping enough of a finger on this pulse to continue to do what we used to. And they should have just stood fast to who they were, and instead they shifted and followed this crazy pulse of all of this gibberish going on.
But you can follow the path. You can follow the history of these corporate executives. Find their we mentioned the World Economic Forum before, like in the first 10 minutes of the show. You can find them pushing this agenda going back 30 years. So it's not like, I mean, Bill Gates has been pushing his agenda with this stuff like since he stated when he divested himself from control of Microsoft, he said, now I want to push my agenda. He literally said something like that, So these guys.
I think there's a difference. If you look at the agendas, if you truly do the research and look at these agendas, the agendas of 30 years ago are not the same outward showmanship, weird, crazy ass stuff that we have now. Back in the day, like take trans. I been there, done that. If you know people that back in the day were trans, they were truly, I am going to present myself as female. I'm going to present myself as male. Not this bearded lady parody thing, like whoever that Bud Light person was. Like, it is a total shift. It is not the same thing, even though it has the same name that was 30 years ago. Yes, they may have pushed for gay rights back 30 years ago. They may have pushed for trans rights 30 years ago, but it is not the same parody that we have now going on.
So are you saying, Squeeka, that new movies come out are going to have the movie above and then a split screen with like a racetrack car playing a video game going off, kind of like how you see on most TikTok videos, where there has to be something else going on the screen?
I don't know. I don't watch enough new movies. I don't even watch enough old movies.
I'm talking about TikTok,
like I said, this may be totally off the wall. This is just a weird observation from me seeing what I've seen, and and I do work with kids. Like, this is just some weird, and it doesn't mean it's right. It's just a weird observation. If you look at, and I studied film history in college, so if you just look at the evolution of things, but this weird sharp turn, it's like, why are we here? So I'm not saying that I'm right, or it has to be exactly like TikTok. It's
here's what I've said before.
Sorry.
Is I think that social media like TikTok, Facebook, all these things are kind of like the drugs in the late 1800s, where there was heroin, morphine, cocaine. There were all these wonder drugs. There were all these things that came out. People were enamored with them. They were using them and all this. Then they figured out, wait, this stuff's bad for you. And it took, in some cases, 20, 30, 40 years for them to finally come to the realization that putting radium in your water isn't good for you. But they thought it was. And then they invent other things like, methamphetamines. It gets accidentally invented, and they commercialize it, and then they realize it's bad for you. So I think that's what we're going through right now with social media, TikTok, all these other things. Is it's like this new wonder that everybody's getting drawn into, but then they're becoming addicted to it, and they're finding out now how destructive it is.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, but with them following the social media, that I agree. That it's the drug of choice now.
Are you saying I have a problem, Squeeka?
Yes, you have a problem, Mando.
I'm a problem.
Hey, we need to jump into our final topic. We can still jump into our final topic.
Just one more thing, Roman. Can I say just one more thing? It's they've got social media, and this generation that's grown up on it have such a short attention span. That's why all these big CGI movies there's constantly something going on to keep people's attention. And
JJ.
Yeah, exactly.
JJ. Yeah, shiny.
That's it.
Yes,
that's all I wanted to
the
say.
flare light. All right, that was a far deeper discussion than we're used to here at the Empire. So
no, it's good.
We apologize to our normal audience.
Clip that. Somebody clip that whole thing.
Back to the fan service.
That was solid. So
that cat is adorable, y'all. I've never seen
right.
I want that cat.
This is Argyle. It's kind of a weird.
I want to get that suitcase for my cat.
It's a Henry Cavill spy movie that's coming out. I barely know it exists, but I know it's out there.
I know about this. This is in line with what was the movie? It's not in that same universe, but
so they've got Kingsman and Layer Cake in the write up here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a similar type of show to how the Kingsman Secret Service was as a movie. Cavill has said he has a great deal of control over this. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to mean it's going to be good or not. But we'll have. But I've come to trust Henry Cavill over the years, even before the Witcher stuff. So because he's a legitimate fan. He's a legitimate fan of stuff. You know what I mean?
This is actually coming out pretty soon too. This is coming out in February. So
right.
Lisa Frankenstein, don't give a fuck. Not going to talk about it.
If you started at the top and scroll down,
boring.
You can just there's like one or two things or maybe three in this that are any interesting at all. All the rest of them are going to be garbage. I can already.
Madam Web, I think already garbage. I think.
I can feel the cringe already. That's awesome. That's gonna be awesome.
This goes back to my point. How many male leads do you see in any of these movies?
Oh yeah, that's another issue. Thing,
these are all chick.
I don't know what's going on here.
Look at that.
So Dune Part 2, this is one of the few movies this year that I'm actually looking forward to. I need to get to the theater to see this. I never get out of the house. I think the last movie I saw in theaters was Maverick.
And just to clarify, I'm not saying that chick movies are necessarily bad. It's just
but
it's
exactly what Squeeka was talking about though, as far as what's the optic right now? What does Hollywood think the optic is maybe a better way to say it.
It's the hot
Kung Fu Panda 4. What the fuck?
I'd watch that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good movie.
It might be good.
No,
I'd watch that.
No, fuck
the voice cast. The voice cast. The
voice cast is going to be in this one.
They have been spot on in all of them, so I have no problem with this.
Kung Fu Panda movies have been great, and I don't expect them to be bad.
I don't like pandas either. Fucking pandas irritate me.
You just need to be better.
So, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, I don't really know what to think about this. I want to say Roman Empire, but it's not.
I don't know.
Frozen Empire.
So, for those who've seen the trailer for this, right? I don't know how many of you have read the Dresden Files books, but the trailer vibe reminds me heavily of the Winter Court from the Dresden Files. So I'm wondering if there's an influence there. Because Afterlife was really good. I was surprised how good
I enjoyed Afterlife as well. That was one of it's a follow-up film because I didn't like Ghostbusters 2. I thought Ghostbusters 2 was complete shit.
Then you go 2016 and realize
better than 2016.
Right.
So Mickey 17, don't give a fuck. Godzilla. This is another Godzilla. So
Legendary.
Godzilla. Is this going to be good, or is this going to?
That's Trans Godzilla, by the way.
Better be Godzilla's sister.
That's not Trans Godzilla.
I'm kidding.
Apparently, from the leaks,
I haven't followed this Godzilla.
No, I got 2
don't care
points
about
on
this one.
Okay. Apparently, from the leaks, this is not actually a Godzilla film; it's a Kong film. That Godzilla is a sort of supporting character. He has a couple big fights, but he's there to help Kong, who's the hero of this one, and sets up Godzilla's next film where he fights some super kaiju.
Is this the second thing? Is any of the? This doesn't tie into in the -1. This is
no. Remember we said woke derangement syndrome. We said woke derangement syndrome. Roman, could you hook me up for a second?
We're all looking forward to Rebel Moon Part 2.
Where are you, Matt? I lost Matt. Yeah.
So this is Godzilla 2000. Godzilla 2000. Many fans consider this to be the best looking movie Godzilla ever. He has purple-ish spikes. Okay, so be careful what you think is woke when you don't know the history of something. That's my main point.
Oh, I was just joking about that.
I'm not saying you, Jake. I'm saying people in general. I'm getting more and more frustrated with what I call woke derangement syndrome. People saying stuff, it's crazy.
No, and you're right. It's the again, seeing things where things are not there.
Yeah.
Hello, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
So Rebel Moon Part 2, I personally don't give a fuck because
Scargiver, like that's the best they could come up with. Like I give you scars. Yes.
So what the fuck is this? Why does this exist?
Lily 900 years is going to be all over this film. She loves Ryan Gosling.
If they ruin this film, if this film is bad, like the Dukes of Hazzard film was bad or Starsky Hutch was bad, I will wish Ryan Gosling to die.
I don't like Ryan Gosling. He's like one of my least favorite.
The Notebook's not that bad.
There's a TV show
I don't know
80s starring one of my childhood heroes, Lee Majors, called The Fall Guy, which this is basically.
I know. I'm so scared they're going to mess it up. I love Lee Majors.
I wouldn't be scared they're going to mess it up, Squeeka. I would just resign myself that they're going to mess it up.
Positive, Roman. Positive. I'm trying to stay positive.
That's why you're here.
That's right. Squeeka is here to bring us from the dark side to the gray side.
And have
So
to-
Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Ooh.
I anticipate
This I don't.
I'll see it.
It could be
I
hit or
liked
miss.
I liked Fury Road. Not everybody liked Fury Road. I liked Fury Road.
I'll
I
see
had
it.
some. I always have issues with some parts, but overall I like the film. I know this is going to be a George Miller film, so I'm expecting to enjoy this. Maybe I
Rubber
won't.
Joe
but
did
right now
nothing wrong.
don't give a fuck. I haven't been watching the new Planet of the Apes movies. I
hate
can't.
I'll see
speak on
those.
them.
Some of them are okay.
Yeah,
I've seen
the
a couple of
CGI
them.
is just too not good for me.
I have seen
I
all
just-
of them, and
Yeah.
I have seen all of them, and I've
Yeah.
had no problem with any of them.
I am a fan of the original one, so I've hated all of them.
Yeah, the OG ones are where it's at. But
I have
you're,
one-
you're
Yeah,
right,
I just-
JV.
I just-
Some of the newer ones are good. I just don't think all of them are that good.
I mean, again,
I got nothing to really speak of on these.
I
I don't know how
this-
popular
this
they
is-
are, so I
this is something. Okay, so I watched like a lot of the original films with my dad. I have enjoyed the Matt Reeves ones. For the most part, yes, there's been some scenes here and there, blah blah blah, but for the most part, these have been fairly solid films. So
I have one question regarding this still. Is he gonna eat the eagle or fuck it?
No.
Whoa!
Neither.
Ow.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah,
The answer is always yes.
yes. He's gonna eat it and then so Bella, I don't know what that is.
It's got
it's
Lance
an animated
Reddick in
film, I
it.
don't
Didn't
give
that
a
guy
fuck.
die?
I want to see Inside,
Inside
Out
Out.
too. So
I was surprised.
I don't
You
care.
You guys know how much I love violence and destruction. I loved Inside Out. From
I think they're going to mess it up, though.
To
They
be
don't.
semi-serious, I've struggled with mental illness. I'm in remission, but I have mental illness my entire life. Inside Out, from the person who's had mental illness and is trying to deal with it, is one of the better movies you will ever see. From explaining things and understanding stuff.
I can accept that
Yeah.
from that perspective. I'm not going to
Yeah.
see it because I don't care.
That's fine.
Not about
Understand.
that, but about the film. About these films in animated features largely. I have zero interest in anymore. I used to enjoy them, but they've taken that out of me as well.
Roman,
Not
I watched a whole
interested
bunch
in
of
that.
movies from Cartoon Saloon.
From a teaching
I-
perspective, I'm excited for Inside Out too, because this movie, Inside Out, has actually helped so many children learn more
go.
about how to disclose and discuss how they're feeling. And because they'll see this, I mean, they'll go and see these movies. And when you can give them one of these characters and they can just say, I feel like this character, it helps them find words for how they're feeling. And this
Okay.
movie has been one of the most helpful things in teaching just how emotions to younger
Yeah.
children.
Okay.
It's unbelievable.
Okay.
So is that
really
like me
quick.
and leaving Las Vegas? Similar vibe.
Okay,
I
so
suppose.
really quick. Okay, really quick. How long ago was the first
Oh, we're running out of time.
Inside Out?
at least
20
10
It
years.
was
20
it was like
14,
20.
20. It was before Furiosa. I don't know.
Okay.
Before Fury Road.
So
2015.
this is okay. So this is now. So now this sequel is in current Pixar. There's your red flag, right there.
I'm really
Well, and
hoping
this one,
that it'll be good.
Riley is supposed to be going through puberty, so
Oh fuck that! I don't need children.
Just-
That's
Yeah.
never mind. Quiet Place Day 1, Despicable Me 4, Twisters. Don't give a fuck about any of that stuff.
I am
Untitled
actually.
Deadpool movie.
I
Yeah,
because this was the one film that Chapek got to green light in his 10 months as being CEO under his infrastructure. I'm willing to give this a chance to see what could have been.
Just Roman to page. Go back to when you with the Quiet
give a fuck
Place
about-
Day One. So I love the A Quiet Place the movie. Okay, I love that.
I like the first one. I don't see a
Yeah.
point to anything other than the first
Well,
one. Though.
this in the sequel, the part where it was the prequel part of the sequel was great, like how it happened, and I wouldn't have minded that being a full like hour and a half movie. Like if it's real time, if it's happening in real time, like they're like remember the first part that happened in real time, like they if they did that for like an hour and a half of the alien invasion, it would be great. You know, so
You know what I would love if they actually came up with original fucking movies at this point.
well,
90% of what we've seen on this list has been a sequel or a reboot,
Prequel.
or whatever.
Prequel.
I
am
love
for
Despicable
it.
Me. I love all of the things that have to do with it, but I don't need a fourth movie.
No,
Technically, this is a fifth movie.
Even Furiosa. Well, I'm probably going to enjoy it. It's another churning out from a same. They're not Deadpool.
Twisters. Who
There is
needs
nothing
a
on
sequel
this.
to that?
So Trap. Don't know what that is. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Maybe it'll be all right, but most of his movies are
Wait. Go back up just real quick. Right here. This just needs to be the title of the movie. Untitled Deadpool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That'd be good. Again, M. Night Shyamalan, most of his stuff is shit these days. I have no faith. I don't care. Borderlands.
That's a video game movie, and if it's based anything off how message centric the third game was, it's going to be garbage.
Well, look who the director is. Though. Look who the director is.
It's Eli Roth.
Eli Roth.
Yeah, he's
so,
very.
I mean, I liked him in.
It's going to be bloody.
Bastards.
Look, the Borderlands 1 and 2, I think 2 especially, for the most part,
amazing.
The writing is fantastic. The characters are fantastic. Everything is there that should have been great for a third game and a third story to work, and they screwed it up. They killed off important characters. They brought in characters nobody liked. They demeaned certain characters of a certain gender and basically made them all comic relief characters, and then bolstered all of the other side of the gender aisle. And all the while, the writing was trash. So messaging aside, the writing was terrible. So if they're taking any of that, so sorry, I do some gaming, as you can tell. If they take any of that into this movie, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible.
This is Eli Roth. It's likely to be a very bloody, violent murder fest full of a lot of coolly disgusting imagery.
That tracks with Borderlands.
Well, see, that would have been great because Borderlands is violent and funny. But then they kind of got rid of the funny. They got rid of the interesting. They got rid of the characters. And then it was just kind of like violent and preachy.
Eli Roth doesn't do funny, but he just does violent and violent.
So anyway, that's my opinions on that.
Untitled Alien movie, it's probably going to be terrible because they've done terrible things with that. Craven the Hunter,
nope.
This is a mockery. It's going to be horrible.
No, I've heard enough about where it's not Craven the Hunter. They're calling it Craven the Hunter, but it's not the character that anybody actually knows.
For Craven's Last Hunt, which is what they're ripping off here for this.
Oh, that would have been such a great story.
You can't do Craven's Last Hunt unless you get Craven as the comedy B-list character for 2 or 3 movies first.
You're getting no lead in. You're just getting it vomited upon you, and it's going to be, and it's wrong. It's already wrong. They're already it's already twisted in evil. Like the orcs. Beetlejuice 2.
Yes,
I know people are looking forward to this. I personally
I'm interested in that one. Yeah.
Give me more Jenna Ortega.
Transformers. No.
There you go.
I mean, it's
enough of Transformers.
I'm not going to go see it. I know.
I will see that.
I just don't care.
I will see that absolutely. I cannot wait for that film.
Chris Hemsworth is in Transformers. I will go see that movie now, not for the Transformers, but for Chris Hemsworth.
Same. I'm going for the cast.
John Hamm?
Right? It's like, Transformers.
Right?
I hate that they're making another Transformers movie, but Chris Hemsworth.
And again, don't care.
That's just that has just become.
I'll see that.
They're so high in the numbers now.
You all better go see my movie. Thank you very much.
So it's Joker the musical with Lady Gaga.
You better go see that.
I don't do musicals.
Has anybody seen the first Smile movie? Is that any good? It's a horror flick, right?
I can't speak, so I don't. So again, they had to make a sequel because they have to make a sequel. Untitled Venom sequel. This is what we're getting. We're into this.
Untitled Deadpool.
Oh,
we don't need another Gladiator movie.
No.
Pascal are in it. Come on. Again, why does this exist? Ridley Scott has fallen so fucking far off his game.
Yes.
The last movie he did was The Martian. 10 years ago now.
The Martian was a great movie.
That was the
Well,
last
you
one
know,
he did.
but
That
he's
was good.
he's just
Another
he's done.
Karate Kid movie.
Brother is done.
Come
I
on.
haven't seen any of the Alien movies. I'm gonna get started.
This Karate Kid film was a
they were-
sequel to the TV show to Cobra Kai.
The who and the what? I didn't
Oh,
give a fuck
sequel to
about
Cobra Kai. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
with Jackie
Well-
Chan and Ralph Macchio. Hmm.
I was excited
I
about
have
this.
high
I don't.
hopes.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
I
think
am
that's going to be a bait and switch.
Lord of the
The Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings or the Karate Kid.
Lord of the Rings.
Or
No,
If
because
it
I've heard
is,
that
you will hear
yeah.
me screaming from
I
the
know.
rooftops. You will feel a disturbance in the force.
So this is being
This
done.
was-
I
Bob-
already do.
I know what has got their hands on this.
No, this is
Um,
under the same original. This was done under the original license before Embracer got involved. That they made the Peter Jackson Hobbit movies on, and Peter Jackson's team is involved in this movie in some way.
Yeah. So my fingers are crossed for this one, but I've heard some shit that has made me skeptical. Hedgehog, don't give a fuck. Definitely
Hey,
don't give a fuck about
those-
Mufasa. This is the
those
other one I care
This
about.
looks
Hedgehog
good.
movies weren't bad, I have to say.
Oh, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu in a film?
Robert Eggers.
We're-
So this
Oh,
one
Robert
I am
Eggers.
excited
Oh,
about.
okay.
Yes, this is
So
the one
Eggers-
we've heard about this one for about 2 years now, and this one
Okay.
I give a fuck about. Now it's not coming out till next Christmas, so it's still about a year away. But you've
But-
got
okay,
Bill
but-
It's gonna
Skarsgård,
be a
who I
Christmas
love,
movie.
and fucking
And Lily Rose
the
Depp.
crazy guy. Help
Nicholas
me.
Hoult.
No, the vampire hunter.
Van
Blade.
No,
Skarsgård?
no. The actor.
Buffy?
No, Buffy.
That is
He played the Green Goblin.
technically, that's a
Played the Green Goblin.
vampire hunter.
Oh,
The guy who played the
Willem
Green Goblin.
Dafoe?
Willem Dafoe.
Willem
Dafoe.
Dafoe is the vampire hunter. So you got William
Okay,
Dafoe, Willem Dafoe, and Nicholas Hoult, who is going to be in the
Okay.
Superman movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
Isn't he playing Luther?
He's
William
yes,
Defoe
yes.
played the
That's right.
Nosferatu in the last Nosferatu movie.
So-
Remember that?
Okay.
Yes,
so,
Shadow of
and-
the Vampire.
Okay,
He was
so
great in
I'm
that.
actually excited for this because the only Robert Eggers film I have not seen is The Lighthouse, but I've seen The Witch, I've seen The Northman, both of them very good films.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
He is a top-notch modern filmmaker. You don't get guys. I mean, there aren't many guys like this out there working right now. I'd say Chris Nolan is one of the other top-notch filmmakers. And I'm not saying director. I'm saying filmmaker. I would say there's a distinction. There aren't many guys out there or gals making movies like of this caliber. So I'm excited
Right.
about this one. We got to wrap up in
And-
just a couple minutes, guys. So let's do kind of a speed round. Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Definitely don't give
Nope.
a fuck. Nope. What the fuck? Ultraman. What are they gonna do? Ultraman.
If
This is
if
a
it's-
Japanese import. It's a,
right.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And
The
then we're- and then
Japanese
we're-
doing
and
it,
then-
or the Japanese doing it.
go
If
up
they are,
one.
then it might be good.
They are. I can tell you that for a fact. They are doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, it's going to be on Netflix, though, dude. So,
Netflix just supports Japanese stuff like they did with the Yu Hakusho.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
And there
all
was
their
something at
good
the bottom
content is
that no one
foreign.
gives a fuck. So,
That movie you skipped over, Olgar too. The Olgar was a pretty good movie that no one watched.
it was okay. I thought it was all right. They ended up poorly, but
it's all right.
it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to be one of those things.
Well, we'll see.
So
Um,
where's the Omen prequel? Is that coming out next year too?
So the Omen prequel, I had that in my notes. We can stay on that for like a second, but we got to wrap up after this. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm interested to
There's
see how that
also
plays
odd
gonna
out.
be a
thing.
split review.
And I don't know why this exists either. This is another one. I saw this because I like the Omen, the original Omen.
The Omen
Actually,
trilogy
I like
is
the
my
Omen
favorite
2.
movie trilogy of
and
all time.
Omen 3 was fucking fantastic.
Yep.
But this is so there's a trailer out now. I haven't seen the trailer myself, but it's out there. So this is going to be in theaters on April 5th. That wasn't on the list. I guess it's not one of the 50 most anticipated movies, unlike most of that fucking list, which was obviously blockbuster material. So this when a young American woman is sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church, she encounters a darkness that causes her to question her own faith and uncovers a terrifying conspiracy that hopes to bring about the birth of evil incarnate. Okay, that's fine. I go back to
B-movie.
I go back to what I was talking about earlier. There are no fucking original ideas. This is the same thing. Prequels, sequels, and reboots. I am fucking done with. I'm just fucking
Prequels
done
are
with
the
them.
worst.
That's why it's hard for me to get excited about Beetlejuice 2 because it's that same vein of things. I get it. It's been a million years. We haven't seen a Beetlejuice anything.
It looks good.
And it
From
has
what I've
Jenna
seen of it,
Ortega.
Probably fine. I want original fucking material. There's enough things out there that we could have original fucking material. And we're not getting any of that. Untapped thousands of books that are out there that you can look at and make a fucking film out of that. Write an original script. Take some acid. Write something. Do something with your fucking life.
Please do, but Roman has a stroke.
But it has Jenna Ortega.
Roman's still
Chris
stretched out. His
Hemsworth.
camera's going blurry.
Yeah, that's a lovely shade of red you're turning there, Roman. Wow.
But does it have an Alec Baldwin with a revolver in it?
I wrote a book, CLS. You can read my fucking book if you want.
I'm
writing a book too.
Roman's almost.
Is it about this panel?
I want
Please don't
I
let it
want
be about
to
this panel.
I want to be one of your proofreaders.
And Roman is
what
a
do you-
nice shade of red, kind of like.
I am. I got that wasn't good.
Kind of.
Squeeka,
kinda like-
can you say loosely what your topic is, or is it a super secret right now?
I mean, it's just
it
your
spicy?
average good versus evil. I have spicy books, but those will never get published. It's just a bad people, good people. It's like, you know, I don't know.
A classic tale of good and evil.
Yes, exactly.
Squeaka's writing Star Wars. Squeaka's writing Star Wars. So
Squeaka Wars.
all right, so hey guys, we
Mouse
do
Wars.
need to wrap up now. So before I get into trouble territory, so we're gonna do a wham bang finish of 30 seconds or less. What do you got coming up? So Shieldwall, what do you got coming up?
As far as I know that I can remember off the top of my head is next week we're doing The Black Hole, correct?
Yes, we are.
That movie, 1979, great movie.
Yes.
Also, thanks to everybody in the chat and the panel. Thanks to Matt for educating me again every time. I always learn something new on here, which is awesome. And thanks to everybody else for being here. I'm glad you're feeling better. Welcome back, Blair. Yep, chickens. And yeah, thanks for having me on. It's been great.
Right on. Joker voice.
So tomorrow I am dropping my Friday video, which is my predictions for all you wrestling fans out there of the upcoming WWE premiere event, the Royal Rumble, and then you can catch me at 7 p.m. Pacific time, where my channel will be hosting Friday night's Royal Rumble. And then next week we got the Black Hole again. I'm doing all my normal stuff. You know where to catch me, folks. Always a pleasure, Roman. And let's have a great 2024.
I don't even know what that means. But thank you for being here, buddy. Mando, what do you got coming up?
Well, this next week I'm still gonna be kind of a little bit more laid back. I'll probably do some streams here or there. Because apparently some of my streams that I thought I was gonna be doing, something happened and lots of scissoring, of course. And yes. But this January, after next week, I'm gonna be hitting the ground running.
Hitting the ground scissoring.
Exactly.
That's painful and awkward, but you guys be it. Welcome back, Blair de Blair. It was so good to have you back, buddy. I'm glad you are back. The wizard is back. So what else you got coming up with, bud?
Well, I'm finally, after 15 years in my house, I'm gonna get a bookcase big enough to put all my stuff out. Wow. So instead of seeing the concrete bunker wall, you might actually get to see my stuff that I have. That's in boxes.
Cool. Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, man, I like the bunker wall.
Boy, you should get a quality couch like I do for all your stuff.
So you're not gonna...
Or you can just like put it on your wall and just like be random like me.
Just nail
it.
It
Probably needs randomly thrown up there, but at least it'll be,
Or you can just not have a camera like I do.
Well, yeah. I like the camera thing, but yeah, thanks for having me back. It's been great to be back, talking about stuff with you guys. So yeah, I'll see you guys around.
Right on. Yes, that you will, my friend. Jacob Ironside, what do you got coming up, pal?
Yes, sir. Well, Saturday, I'm going to have a show on, what is it? The original or the remake, which was better stream. I still have some spots open for that if anybody wants to be on it. And Monday, I'm going to be on Words of Paradise's channel. That'll be fun. And then Tuesday, I have The Light Horseman, which is a World War I movie. Really good. It's a true story of a cavalry unit from Australia. Really good movie. I have openings for that if anybody wants to be on that. And then I'll be on here next week for The Black Hole.
The Black Hole.
Right on, right on. Good to have you, my friend. Beard of Liberty. What do you got coming up, pal?
Let's see. The main thing I think we've got coming up is on Monday, the 8th, after the weekend is coming back. We've been on a little bit of our holiday hiatus. So we'll be coming back, kind of a gear and review, what we're doing now, kind of pretty casual thing, and then announcing what we're going to be doing going forward for the month of January and maybe even February. And then Jacob, I know I'm not officially scheduled, but I'm always willing to join in because you always got some good film recommendations. So, you can count me in for that. Then of course, I'll be coming back here for the Black Hole stream, which will be another first view for me. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
I think for most of us, it's either a first view or it's I haven't seen this in a long fucking time view. Which is
like since it came out in the theater in 1979
years or so, and then I watched it again. I was like, wow. And then we'll dive into all that, of course. But yeah, thanks for being back, Beard. Matt, the man who knows all the things. What do you got coming up, pal?
Fast versions, Reacher, Monarch, 30 coins, Sharp, maybe 1 or 2 other old series reviews all coming out on a regular basis. I do my Friday Fandemonium live stream Fridays now at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Got some cool unboxing stuff for you guys tomorrow, like a whole pile of it apparently. Much of which got sent to my neighbor's mailbox, which she thankfully told me today. Yeah, not that she needed all those comic books, but she's like, yeah. But yeah, I think I'm on the Black Hole stream. I'm apparently on every one of Jacob's streams from between now and February. I found the Light Horseman, so I'll watch it, Jacob. I have time,
Okay.
And fuck Mark Wade, fuck the Speed Force, double fuck Mark Wade, and triple fuck the Speed
Cancel
Force.
Pig.
Cancel Pig Mark Wade, yeah.
Fucking
And Zack Snyder.
I hate that guy.
Fuck Zack Snyder. Too.
All right. Fuck Zack Snyder. Just to get that in. I had a thought, but I'm old and I lost it. So, Squeeka, what do you got coming up?
Yes. Whatever I'm told to have coming up. That's
what does that mean?
That's what I
The
have
Squeeka
coming
controls her own destiny.
It's like a choose your own adventure. It's like I open the interwebs and people are like, "You're gonna do a thing," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Turn to page 107, Squeeka.
You're coming to Vegas, Squeeka.
I'm like, it's just every day's a random.
You're coming
day.
to Vegas, Squeeka.
I am. Oh,
One day.
Yes.
One day, Squeeka, I will meet you in person, and it will be amazing.
It's not. It's
Well,
not all that. It's really.
I hope we all get to meet each other in Vegas. I hope they're actually having Vegas this year. I've heard
They are.
rumors.
They are.
They are.
What
Okay.
time
Okay.
is Vegas?
April.
What April?
Have they put out the official thing
April.
yet, Joker?
Not yet, but
Okay.
Usually
Yeah,
that's what they do is April.
Gary's.
Yeah.
If
okay,
I'm
that's-
still
yeah.
alive in April, I'll be there.
Well, if all of us are still
well,
alive,
I-
if all of us are still alive.
I mean,
Actually, Gary was talking about it the other day. It's the week that the Cinema Con is out in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what that is, but yeah, because I
April this year.
get 3 days to go to Vegas. I got a day trip. I get the day there, the event, the next day, and then I got to come back the next day. So it's a real short
That's
window
so
for me.
that's so close to when they're doing Orlando, because they're doing Orlando in February, right?
That's yeah. They are doing Orlando in February. They're
I'm
just
not going
that's
to
going to be a big thing. I can't
Orlando,
go to
so
that.
I
Obviously,
don't
I
care.
can't. I'm lucky I can get to Vegas.
But
Anyway,
yeah, so I do
all right.
what Roman tells me to do since he's built a better mousetrap. And
Vegas.
and if Zach's ever lets me on his channel, we'll go over there. But I mean, I just do what I'm told, I suppose.
Well,
Come to Vegas,
I know we're happy to have you here, Squeeka.
I appreciate
you
y'all
are-
letting me stay here, even though I rant on about things. But I appreciate it, and
I
thanks for
know.
having me.
if
That was
if
that was a really good rant you had.
that was
It
gold.
was. You are-
But
Otherwise, it's just me
thanks.
turning red with the vein coming out of my throat. No one wants to see that. So, so yeah, we're glad you're here with us, Squeeka.
and
So
Blair's
I
back,
want to
so now I've
say,
got twice as much beard. So it's like this is best thing.
Beard is important.
you know, dueling beards. So
Overrated.
I want to say thank you so much to this wonderful panel. This was a great way to start off the new year with our old friends and new. So this has been fantastic. Thank you guys, and to our chat, always with fun comments, zingers, and totally inappropriate things. But it's thank you for all of them, because you guys make the show for us. So on that note, next week, 5 Pacific Standard, Thursday, like it is every week, we are going to be taking a look at the dark Disney movie. What? 1979's The Black Hole. That's not a euphemism. Take a look at it before you get into it. So click on it, know what you're getting into. It's not weird. So
I
so
saw
it's
that
not
in
on
theater
the
when I
hub.
was 82.
Oh God. Thank you from all of us to all of you. And we will see you around the interwebs. Until then, be kind.
Doodles.
Everybody.